Hi everyone and welcome back to Pinkorbit. Now this is something a little bit different. I'm currently creating a video and at the same time creating the actual podcast on my phone as I always, record and as I always do. So I had a lot of conversations within the past couple of weeks around why am I not showing up and why am I not showing my face at the same time? Why I always talk about conclusions only in my podcast rather than sharing something about me. First of all, I'm not seeing myself, which is great, um, because this allows me to just share my stream of thoughts without actually seeing myself. And just focus on my brain and what I really want to talk with you about. So I had pinkorbit for the past year now, and as I mentioned, this is completely different for me. I'm not sure exactly if this will be a first of many or if this will be a one-off thing, but whatever I'm deciding will work for me, right? So I have a lot of thoughts that I need to share, and let's start from, and you will exactly understand where I want to go with all of this. But let's start with, I had the pinkorbit podcast for almost a year now, and I launched my digital journaling business as well as all of the other side hustles that I have. So I have a 9 to 5. I have a good life, love, a house, which is, became a home. I had a lot of traumas, and I'm finally being me as of December the 1st, 2025. My birthday was in November, and this year has been mad for me and for a lot of people. A lot of changes, a lot of things that happened. Has been the craziest and has been the most amazing one regarding myself and my personal life and who am I becoming. So yeah, let's start with a few facts, and then you will exactly understand where I want to arrive with all of these discussions and all of this, just my stream of thoughts. So I've never been to a concert. Being to a concert was my dream from forever. So people describe concerts as this moment where you finally feel alive. And hold on, you will understand, just bear with me. So something in your chest opens and you stop thinking and you just exist. And for the longest time I wondered, why do I feel like I'm only half alive when I'm not even giving myself the chance to be seen? So I have everything, right? Love, home, an amazing life, a job, a 9 to 5. So I'm being, paid, and I also have a hide hustle. I'm also being creative and whatever, okay? But why am I not feeling my 100%? And here's the truth, because you might want to connect with this. No one ever knows the real you, not even now. And this is because you are hiding, and it's because you probably are not ready. Now, taking in consideration me, I've never actually talked about my full story, and I never show my face, and not because, I'm ashamed, but because I genuinely didn't know what it was worth sharing. And I thought that the value in the conclusion, so the lessons and the pretty finished thoughts, were enough. When in reality, someone told me something that changed almost everything. And again, I'm not even sure if this is exactly what I'm going to do forever or if this is a one-off. Um, but that changed my stream of thoughts and just made me realize something. So this person actually mentioned that I love your podcast. I love, everything you do, but you don't share enough about yourself. And it's all right. It's fine if you don't, and if you're not ready, and if you don't want to share. But at the same time, how would you expect that person to connect with you if you are sharing all of these thoughts and all of these life lessons and talking with all of these people and have all of these sessions and, kind of coaching therapy type of things, but you don't connect with these people by sharing exactly what happened to you. And I actually remember thinking that I'm not ready for that, and I don't know if I'll ever be ready for that. But at the same time, something inside me whispered and knew that you're ready to tell the truth in real time and you're ready to, process it out loud. So where pinkorbit started was all because of my journey and my stream of thoughts, and I wanted it to be my digital journal. And if someone, even if one person would have listened to it, to the actual podcast and followed my digital shop Etsy and all of that, all of the things that I created, was because it found it helpful. And I've had a lot of people sharing that, the fact that, hey, I actually connect with this, and what you were sharing, it's something so much bigger than you think, and you are helping so many lives. And then I had people saying, yes, but I'm not fully connecting with what you're trying to say because you are only talking in conclusions rather than mentioning something. Something is missing. It's probably the real you, because I've shared previously things, but not everything, and I'm not even sure if I will be ready to share everything. I will be at some point. In the meantime, I started sharing things around, how I dealt with my acne and, PCOS signs and all of that because of trauma. So here I am. And if you're watching this video or listening to the podcast or reading these words, this is the first time I'm telling a little bit of my stories without filters. So after a year of the pinkorbit, after launching my digital journals, my shop, my podcast, my Instagram, my community, I realized something. I had built a whole kind of universe throughout my life, with talking with friends and people and changing kind of their lives or bringing that awareness into their lives. But some of the things I wasn't applying to myself. So I had built a whole universe, a whole atmosphere, a whole identity, without ever actually letting people see me. Pinkorbit was born out of trauma, and if you don't know exactly what Pinkorbit is, listen to my first podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast. But it was built out of silence, out of observations, and out of feeling everything and saying nothing. I grew up in Italy with, I would say, a complicated relationship with my parents and my family. And when I finished high school, I moved to England for university and for work. I was looking for almost survival and structure and something to hold on to. I got a 9 to 5. I worked hard, really hard. I love my job. But inside, I was still carrying everything I never said, everything I absorbed as a kid, everything that I pretended didn't hurt me. And you can pretend all you want until your body starts telling the truth to you. I wasn't feeling like I was in a concert. I didn't feel those emotions, those little thoughts that bring you joy and the spark. And my silence became breakouts. My silence became eczemas all over my face, and became stress and signs of PCOS, and became this constant feeling of disconnecting from my own life, until I started to think that maybe I didn't want to live this life. After a lot of therapy and, talking with friends and family and my partner, and just realizing a couple of things, I started again therapy and s- s- started to I wanted to create the life that I always dreamed of. So I did everything right. I stopped lactose, I stopped gluten, I meditated, I journaled, I woke up early, I went to the gym, I, ate clean, I did the whole thing, but couldn't feel alive. And none of it changed, I think, until I actually changed on the inside, until I accepted myself and until I stopped hiding from my own voice. So that's when everything shifted, and that's when I actually launched the podcast as a way of me journaling throughout my life. And if someone, would have, hear the actual podcast or the episode or whatever they were looking at, if that could have been helpful, that's fine, that's all right. I never planned to be viral, or this is all about me and my journey and helping other people through whatever I'm sharing. And I remember founding this podcast a couple of years ago. I think it was called Arcanum, and it genuinely changed my life. It was all about feminine alignment and about becoming the her now, becoming the version of yourself that you think you'll be actually become one day. And then I started all of these courses and working on myself about femininity and sensuality. And, I've had a lot of trauma in the past about all of this. And started The Artist Way as well, from Julia Cameron. It's an actual book, it's an actual course that you need to do and go through at least once in your lifetime. And that changed my whole perspective of life on manifestation. And I was reading, and I'm really interested in psychology and mind. Mind is my favorite world in this universe. And I'm so passionate about different minds, but especially women, their sensuality, and the act of living your life, no matter who you are, creatively and in an adventurous way. And I started applying all of these theories on my life and on myself, and then I started seeing change and me feeling sensual again, and my breakouts started to go away. My thoughts, my intrusive thoughts, and all of my obsessive compulsive disorders started to take a break. And I'm not saying I don't have trauma and stress and anxiety daily, but something started to shift. And I started to think as manifestation not as a fantasy anymore, but I started to think as manifestations as neuroscience and as embodiment and as a choice. So yeah, I bought all of these courses, I took them, I cried, and I understood myself in a new way. And that's where I started to create my own courses, because something was still missing, something that wasn't me was still missing. Not from ego, but from a genuine transformation point of view. And then everything started to kind of change. So let's just say that helping people always helped me, and I've been doing this quietly my whole life without even realizing it. And people always ask, why are you not consistent with your content? Because whenever I disappear, I'm healing and I'm observing and I'm integrating, and I'm actually making all of the space to bring you something real, not recycled and not empty and not fake, for sure. And every time I came back a little more me. I didn't pause for quite a while, and it's December now. Sorry about me. But after high school, I moved in with my partner, right? And I built the life that I once manifested. A home, a sense of safety, everything I ever dreamed of having, as I already mentioned, But even then, something was missing. So my creativity, my essence, my voice, my femininity, my sensuality, the alive version of me, the me at the concert. And England, let's be honest, can sometimes feel like your life ends after your 9 to 5. And for a while that happened to me. And I have dreams, and I'm gonna share with you more within my next podcast sessions or writings or whatever. But I forgot how to play. I forgot how to feel and how to create and how to cry and be stressed and have the anxiety and just live my life as a human. And again, I started to use my own journals and my own courses that I created, my own rituals, and the very things I made for you. I used them on myself first, and they woke me up. Slowly, I started to feel alive again and creative and feminine and sensual, and I started to apply all of the things that I was learning throughout my courses and podcasts that I was hearing. Again, I will mention again that Arcanum, amazing, beautiful girl, and the Artist's Way from Julia Cameron, and so many other things. Carl Jung, and more and more. But what if something that brought all of this into one single stream of thought existed? So yeah, I started the pinkorbit. And after all of that, I started to feel alive again and strong, awake, feminine, and sensual, and started to talk with people the way I would talk to a friend, and started to, just do little coaching sessions here and there. And I'm doing again courses on NLP and more in my own kind of time after my 9 to 5. Again, I'm busy. I'm a busy woman. But busy in a creative way. And I started painting again and singing again and reading again and breathing again and just feel alive again. That's why I'm feeling this. That's why I'm talking. That's why I'm showing my face, because I realized something huge. Manifestation doesn't start when your life is perfect. It starts when you accept your life exactly as it is and you want to cry and laugh. And everything that I've always mentioned to people was, you need to romanticize your life and everything happens for a reason, and you will realize what that thing happened only after the thing will happen. I promise, listen to me. All of those breakouts, all of those emotions, and all of those imperfections and messy chapters and everything, you cannot manifest your dream life while rejecting the life you're living now. No, you need to live like you are her now. Thanks, Arcanum. The missing piece in pinkorbit was me, my face, my voice, my truth, my story. Not the conclusions, but actually the journey. And I'm thinking about December as my realignment and my rebirth, my soft landing back to myself. And what I want to share is everything that will help you as well throughout your life. And let's be honest, maybe I'll never be fully ready to tell, everything, but none of us are, right? And being the real me, the way I'm the real me with other people and other friends, that I can do. So here I am. No perfection, no distance, just me talking and just feeling and connecting with you, and exactly how pinkorbit was always meant to be. This is the new chapter, the raw one, the truth one, the creative one, and the feminine one, and the alive one. So more things will come. I'm not the girl that I was before. I'm sharing my thoughts while still observing, that's still in me. But I will never ever let anything remain inside me that much ever again. Because hey, everything changed for me. Yes, I have a couple of breakouts, again, months and cycles that still exist. but I regain my sensuality and my femininity and my passion for life and my creativity back again. Whilst, as soon as I realized all of those things that I used to preach and I used to talk with people about, but not applying to myself. So I finally choose to live my life and cry and laugh and be creative and show up for me and be the version of me that I've always wanted to be. And just romanticize the simple moments. And instead of reading a book at home, whilst you can still do that, go out and do that in a coffee shop or something. Write, explore, learn courses for you, be the best version of you that you could possibly be. Like, just do it, do exactly what you are thinking in this moment to be able to live your life. Literally help yourself with my courses and things that I will create, of course. Look through my digital space on Etsy, the pinkorbit digital. Look at my Instagram, is everything the pinkorbit. And the pinkorbit podcast, have a look at that. But I'm ready to share more, and I'm ready to bring you resources that I've never brought and I used for myself, but I think I'm ready to release and to show them to you. So all of the stream of thoughts were me saying, you are ready to live your life. This is December, 2026 is arriving, 2025, please, thank you for everything, but now I'm ready for 2026, and you are ready too. This is your moment, this is your life. At the end of the day, what will happen is you will remain with yourself and your thoughts. Everyone dies in the end. You will remain with so many regrets if you don't live your life now. Yes, I know there are external sources and, money and politics and a lot of things that can trigger stress and anxiety, but the simplest things you could do in life, things like, hey, I'm gonna read a book and I'm gonna prepare my coffee whilst being alive and just slowing down with your life. It's so important. Whenever you are cleaning your house, whenever you are doing something, rather than thinking, oh, I need to do that, I need to do my chores and I need to, no, I get to do errands, I get to clean my house, I get to drink my coffee, I get to go to my 9 to 5, and then, but at the same time, hey, I'm still being creative and doing something for me and being the sensual best version of me, just being her now. And you can write about it, share your stream of thoughts with other people, create these communities, just living and creating. And of course there's a huge difference between then and now, but when you will find your pink, your sparkle back, you will start realizing that this is all you have. So who cares about others? Start living your life. That's the whole point. Everything that happens for a reason. And if you are going through shit at the moment, it will be for a reason, trust me. Trust me. Whatever you're going through now, it was made for you. And you will realize that after all of it will happen. And you will better yourself. And please do courses, just better yourself, read a lot and think about things, write about things. Never stop creating. Live it. So if you're here, I hope you choose the same. And sorry if this video has been shaky, you are currently sitting on a stair at the moment. I'm still working on videoing and what camera do I need to use. So if you want to suggest anything, follow up on my comments. Feel free to just share ideas and suggest whatever works for you. This will probably change at some point, and I will start sharing a little more through my podcasts and my videos and just posting more content because I think I'm ready. And whenever I will be distant is because I'm working on something for you. So I hope you enjoyed this new setting. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and share in the comments. Share in the comments what is your biggest dream, and how and what are you going to do to realize it and start living your life. Thank you for being here. See you next time.